everyone, Tarndil here with another fast forward tutorial. This time I'm going through Batol heroic mode. It's a full run, a good run by the way, and it's put up to 4 times the speed. And as we're going through the footage, I'll be explaining which tactics we use and how we executed them. There's just one thing I want to mention here in the beginning, and that is I'm quite sad about this, but I forgot to turn off my archaeology add-on, which is that circle around my character. Anyway, here for the first real trash pull. They are dragonkin, so they can be CC'd by druids. They can hibernate them. I think they can also get hexed, I'm not sure. They can for sure get feared. And then for some reason we pull those guys. I have no clue how we did that. Actually, most of the trash in this instance are actually dragonkin, but there's also some elementals and some humanoids. But there aren't really any particular trash mob that is really scary and therefore you want to CC. It's more the trash packs are actually quite big, so you might want to CC whatever you can, depending on what kind of group you have. Then after clearing these first few trash packs, you can free these drakes by killing the nets that are keeping them snared, and then you basically fly over most of the instance and shoot down on the trash packs to like soften them up, because as I said, the trash packs are actually quite big, so it's quite nice that you can actually have a chance of hurting them. So the ideal is of course to try and shoot only the targets which are on the way, like the trash packs that are on the way to progress in the instance. Because there are some trash packs that you can leave, so shooting at them would be kind of a waste of good firepower which could have been used elsewhere. Then a little tip, if you do have a mage in your group, you might not always want him to CC, because if his target has very low HP, it will actually, by polymorphing it, heal it. So yeah, not always clever to use mage's polymorph. And here's actually usually a guy patrolling back and forth, but we managed to focus him down with the drakes when we flew over. Then for the boss here, the first boss, he has 2 abilities you want to worry about. The first one is called Blitz, and basically he announces that he's gonna blitz a target, and that target then moves away, otherwise they will get insta-gipped. Then he has an ability where he turns in a direction and then makes a cone of damage in that direction. Not really much you can do about that one, except try and move away. Then the third thing, which you can see there in the background to the right, there is a little ad which we have CC'd, because if this guy, it's a purple trog, if he gets killed, he will explode and do massive damage, and any trog which is near him will suddenly also become this kind of purple dude, and then of course when you kill him, he will explode and it will do massive damage. So it's much easier to just keep him CC'd. He will always come there all the way to the left, far back in the room to the left, and you just have one dedicated person to keep it CC'd and it should be fine. Then here, most of the time you want actually to CC some of these small guys and then take out the big guy, but we are doing it a bit different. Anyway, then you are at the second boss, which is that big dude coming towards us there. He has an ability where he starts channeling to pick a weapon. When he's done with the casting, he will then select one of 3 items. Either a huge mace, and if he picks the mace, you want to run away as the tank and kite him and not get hit, because he will insta-gift you if he gets to you. Then he can dual wield 2 swords, which you can see here, and that is pretty heavy damage on the tank, and it slows down cast speed. And then the third thing he can select, which is probably the worst, is a shield. And what you want to do is always stand behind him, because in front of the shield he will project some fire, And yeah, basically it's a huge AoE damage, and as DPS you want to maybe try and focus on staying alive rather than doing damage in that particular phase. It's pretty much random which weapon he picks first, so just be prepared to whatever. Here there's just one trash pool there you can sneak past if you're a bit sneaky. Then here is not really much to say, it's the same trash pools as before, those dragonkin. But maybe just to fill out some time I will give another little tip for mages. Not this particular pool, but the next one has an arcane wizard in it, or a mage or whatever. And if you spell steal his buff there, you can see he's channeling it there. The one, the second to the right. If you spell steal his buff, you will cast all your spells much faster, and it will hurt a lot more. But it will, no matter which spell you use, it will give it a cooldown, even though it didn't have a cooldown before. So you want to kind of rotate your spells if you do spell steal it. It's kind of fun. Then the Drake we are fighting right there will spawn when you do pick up a guy which is patrolling back and forward there. But yeah, stay out of the fire. That's basically it. Then the third boss here, he doesn't want to fight really, so he runs over the cliff and then spawns this Drake. There's 3 abilities. The first one is, let's just take the breath which he just did there. Don't stand in it, it's fire bad. Second, he spawns an ad, which then targets somebody and then walks towards it, and if it gets to that person, it will explode and kill him. The third one is just a puddle on the ground which will slow you and give you some damage. Basically stay out of it. Then yeah, this is another one of those patrolling guys which will then spawn one of these drakes, which will spew fire and then leave a fire patch on the ground which you want to walk out of. And now there's just 2 trash pools to go, and we are at the 4th and last boss. But yeah, the guys I'm with here, I did pog them, but they all know each other, and so they're very coordinated and have very nice damage and such. So it was a pleasure running with them. Here was another one of those arcane mages which you can spell steal and have fun with. Then here comes the boss. Okay, first you need to take these guys. And then here for some reason I start lagging badly, like really bad. I don't know what happened, and I thought, oh, I need to stop recording. But then it stopped, which is very good. And now for the boss, which looks a lot more scary than he actually is. He has a few abilities. The first one, he basically just pushes the tank away, yeah, like that. And then his second ability, he makes the whole room go dark except with one little hole. And you then want to find that hole, otherwise you will take massive damage. Then right after he makes the whole room go black and with the hole thingy, right after that there will spawn some ads, and they are slowable, and you really want to slow them because you want to take them down before they reach the eggs, because if they reach the eggs they will start hatching them and bad things will happen. Anyway, that was it. Nice and clean kill there. I hope you enjoyed and that you could take something from it, and the only thing left to say is keep rocking, space dudes.